Okay, should be good now. Should be good now. Game should be looking all fine. Game should be running better. Okay, I had to make adjustments to the recording setup. Anyway, not important. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk to some of the important people we're gonna be talking to a whole lot during this LP. The Wyverian Artisan. Ah, so you're the hunter I've been hearing about, eh? Got a look at one you do. Me, well, I'm the greatest blacksmith alive. I hammer out all the equipment around these parts. Swords that'll slice you in half with a touch. Bowguns you can hit a grain of rice with. Armor to repel the giant wyverns. I make anything, provided you bring the materials. Gotta be equipped proper before you go adventuring into those woods. Understandable. Also, my buddy's favorite Monster Hunter lass, the Moga Sweetheart. Welcome to the village. You must be the new hunter everybody's yakking about. Nice to meet ya. I'm your liaison to the Hunters Guild. I'd shake your hand, but you'd probably crush it, you brute. Grr. Just kidding. So basically, the guild puts food on your plate by hooking you up with jobs we call quests. All you need is a guild liaison like yours truly, and in no time flat, work will pour in from all across the land. In theory. See, I heard you were coming, and I told them to have quests ready for you. And you know what what did they send? And what did they send? Nothing. Zip. Nada. As you might have noticed on the trip over, Moga Village is pretty far from what you call civilization, quote unquote. Maybe the guild forgot about us. Maybe they fired me. Maybe I need to stop talking. Anyway, the quest counter's closed, so just say hello to the village chief and his son for now. Get settled in. Fair enough. One thing I do want to do is I need to talk to you. You're the outfitter. So I played a little bit to test out this game, make sure the shaders looked right, make sure, you know, the game ran smoothly. And one thing I'm gonna have to do is, I'm a giant wyvern, save us, outfitter! My great sword's charge slash slices through his scales. The wyvern stumbles and the villagers go wild. I nail the beast with a bowgun full of Pierce S, and I take a crazy fierce lance charge. The wyvern's had it, its bolts in the crowd hoist me on their shoulder. Been here long, huh? You caught me dreaming up some virtual combat scenarios to determine the best weapon. I mean, look, I work in a weapon shop. How am I supposed to help hunters if I don't even know what the best weapon is? Virtual testing is seriously serious business. Seriously. Look, would you rather I stick with the usual pitch? No weapon is perfect, each has its strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, well, whatever. That was my pap's way of pushing product. But this ain't your grandpa's weapon shop. I just know there's a weapon that's cut above the rest. I'm gonna figure out what it is. Now, if you'll kindly scram so I can get back to my virtual combat scenarios. Wait, you're a customer? Oh, that's got you all worked up, don't it? Perfect state of mind to buy arms. So, one of the things I gotta do is I gotta switch off this fucking swording board. Now, I don't mind the swording board, but it's not great when you're doing underwater stuff. Now, what weapon will I go with? That's a good question, actually. There's a few weapons here. There's not a lot. So, Monster Hunter Tri works a little bit differently. It seems that there are only 5 weapons. And I think that there's more to unlock later. Because I know for a fact that the switch axe is in this game, and I have no idea why the switch axe isn't showing up. I think we don't have hunting horn, unfortunately. No hunting horn, no dual blades, and I think gun lance misses out on this game too. But I know that the switch axe was added in this game, so I don't know why it's not showing up there. Again, I haven't played this game. I'm gonna be buying this iron lance because, yeah, I'm a lance main, you know? I like doing the lance stuff. And I partially picked this weapon out because I do have a lot of experience with Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. And I enjoyed Lance in the future games, and I know that Lance works pretty well underwater for the underwater combat. I would have gone Hunting Horn, believe me, because that is my true main, but Hunting Horn is not in this game, unfortunately. Carefree lad. Excuse me, Mr. Person. If you want to get to the Moga Woods, just cross this bridge. You can get back the same way. Try not to forget where the entrance is. We're supposed to ask permission before we go into the woods, but I'm not telling you what to do. There's an armory right there if you need equipment. I don't think you should go out there dressed like me though. I have this stone I picked up and I heard a hunter was coming. You want it? Here. We use it to sharpen blades. You're a lot nicer than I thought. My big brother said you snapped me like a twig, but you're all right. Hey, a whetstone. Thanks, kid. Oh, he waved at me. Cool. Cool. Like I said, dude, this is a slow ass game. We are meeting everybody. I'm definitely gonna need to talk to you. Hold on, the fishmongress. I know you're the hunter folks have been talking about. Well, I run the fishery here, and don't you forget about it. You're lucky we didn't meet before. That last quake put me in a foul mood. I was up half the night cleaning up this mess. Not only that, but my boys in the hunting fleet were due home ages ago. They never take this long fishing. Ooh. I'm sick with worry. If I didn't know they were made of steel and fire, I'd paddle out to sea myself to rescue them. Anyway, you come back later on, once this fishery is back at business, alright? Alright, fair enough. And I believe you're the shop gal with the goods. A customer, really? You must be the hunter that's just come to the village. Hope this doesn't sound weird, but I love hunters. Oh, do you now? I'm kind of a hunter groupie. That's why I run the market to meet hunters. Jesus Christ. I don't sell weapons or armor, but I do offer lots of tools that hunters can't live without. I got item gathering essentials like pickaxes and bow nets, fish bait, plants for combining, all the staples. Need to be stocked and loaded if you want to last long in Moga Woods. They're crawling with monsters. The earthquakes have put a real damper on trade, but I'm making new contacts, hoping to get in a wider inventory. You simply must visit every day and check in stock, and don't make me hunt you down. I'm kidding. Yeah, just kidding. Take a look at today's specials. Yeah, look at that. The fishing harpoon. Yeah, look at that. That's certainly a new one. Bowgun stuff, barrels, crickets and worms. Oh yeah, because we gotta use lures. Isn't Plesioth in this game? Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Yeah, here we go. And then we also have the farm over here. Farm's gotta be very important. But more important is Poogie. Yes. All right. Where's his name? Poogie. There he is. That's the name. Gotta give him it. And we gotta pet the Poogie. We gotta pet the Poogie. All right. Here we go. One, two, three, four. Yeah. Yeah. I fucking love Poogie. Also, so that whole counting thing that I did, that was what I learned back in Monster Hunter 4 when you're, or Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate too, but mostly Monster Hunter 4. I played 3 Ultimate for a bit, and I got pretty far in village quests, but I didn't like finish it, I guess. But 4 Ultimate was a game that I like really got to. I put like 500 plus hours into that game, not even including the videos I made in the past about 4 Ultimate and doing the videos on that and playing on the emulators and everything. That is additional on top of what I played on 3DS. So I played that game a fuck ton. So I learned that when you're cooking meat on the barbecue spit, when the last note of the song happens, that is 1, then you count 2, 3, 4, and then you press the A button on 4, and that always gets you a perfect well done steak every single time. So yeah, that's just one of my little things that I learned. Meow meow meow. Welcome back, boss. I'm the steward of this chamber. So long as you are Moga Village's guests, I shall protect your things. A word of advice: hunters who do not save their progress risk losing fortune and glory from their exploits. Meouch. Do make it a point to rest in your bed and save your progress on a routine basis. Spoils brought back from hunts, excess armor, and the like may be placed in the item box in the corner for safekeeping. And the item box serves another purpose. It allows you to change your equipment. Meow, moving on. I've taken the liberty of placing a Prisma Shroom lamp in your item box. Please consider it a housewarming gift. I'm always on paw to assist with the arrangement of your furnishings as well. From now on, consider me at your service. Nya. Alright, well, let's place down that Prisma Shroom lamp. Let's put it right there on my nightstand. You always need a nice lamp on your nightstand. Right? Yeah. Okay, so we actually do have a little bit of equipment. We have a great sword and we have a sword and board. Now, I don't mind great sword and sword and board. I actually like great sword quite a bit. But I think great sword became a lot better in future games. I know that there are people out there who like the stop-start, you know, charge up, get the one hit, put the weapon away, move on, right? And that is fun. I do like it. However, I think that the way Greatsword works in World is my favorite iteration of the Greatsword so far. So I will, I'll pick some Greatsword in this series. I'm not gonna stick with only Lance. I'm not fucking nuts. But for the time being, I'm gonna use Lance just to simplify things. Well, if it isn't the hunter everybody's fussing over, well, whoop-de-doo. See this here farm hunter? It feeds all of Moga Village. Now, notice anything missing? That's right, farm hands. This place is normally crawling with farming felines, all nya this and meow that. But that earthquake spooked them so bad they hightailed it out of here lickety-split. Fraidy cats left me high and dry. That's why the fields look like a pigsty. No offense, Sir Oinks-a-Lot. I'm stuck working on it all by my lonesome. This here's what's left of the old harvest. See that blue sheen? It means this is one heck of a healthy mushroom. Can't eat it on its own, but my advice is you combine it with something. Go on, take it and make something good. There you go. There you go. You know what, we can just go out here actually, I just remembered. Exit to Moga Woods, yeah, cool. So we can just go straight out here and get into the open world, quote unquote. This game's actually structured pretty weirdly. You know, in 4, even in 3 to some extent. Now, 3 Ultimate kind of had a similar intro because it was still 3. But 4 Ultimate, World, all these other games, they just get you into quests like fucking right away. But this one, you're taking it more slow. You're going into the world, you're experiencing only a little bit of it. It's more of a curated experience, I guess, from the like less than an hour that I played. Essentially what I did is I beat this little tutorial quest here. And then I'm like, all right, you know what, game works, it's records fine, we're gonna start the series proper. Hey there, kid, can you hear me? You know, you really ought to meet my son, Junior. He should be at the camp. My ancestors have a saying, wherever you go, there you are. Cool. You see the map on the right side of the screen there? That red triangle shows where you are, and the white icon that looks like, that's base camp. Go find the base camp. Yeah, I got it. Cool. I know how to play Monster Hunter. Now this though. Yeah. This is it, man. Now, here's something that, oh, before I forget, there's something I gotta tell you about dashing. Yeah, stamina. I know about stamina. So I said we were gonna read all the dialogue. We're gonna skip some of the tutorial dialogue because even though I'm trying to savor this game, I'm still an impatient motherfucker. He's just like telling you how to fucking run. You know, like I know how to do that. I've played Monster Hunter for a good amount of time. I know how to play these games. But one thing I was thinking about while I was doing some test records and making sure that the game ran well is that, like, man, there's just something about this, like, aesthetic of games back in this day. I'm talking, like, PS2, Wii, early PS3, where games that were trying to be realistic still had to be stylized, right? They still had to be stylized to an extent just because consoles at the time couldn't keep up with that kind of technological demand. Like it didn't have the graphical fidelity yet. It wasn't until like the PS3 and the Xbox 360 started really like pushing those pixels, if I'm gonna say it in any other way, that I feel like gaming has kind of, like AAA gaming has kind of lost the forest for the trees, if you get what I'm saying. Like, high graphical fidelity is one thing, but this game just looks so fucking appealing, man. Oh, granted, though, I am running this game in 16:9 at, like, 4 times its native resolution, because, yes, I am playing this game on Dolphin, but I'm trying to be, like, authentic with this. I am holding in my hands a Classic Controller Pro connected to a Wii remote that is connected to my PC via Bluetooth. So I'm playing this game with the same fucking controller that was played on it back in, 07, 08 when this game came out. And I feel like that's the important thing. You can bump I feel like my personal philosophy is you can bump resolutions, you can, add texture mods, you can do all this kind of stuff to a game, and you can make it look as good as you want it. But the thing that you're missing out on, a lot of the things that you're missing out on when it comes to emulators are you're not using the same controller. That's the thing that really gives you that game feel. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Wii games are so interesting to me to emulate, because I make sure whenever I play a Wii game, I am playing it with a Wii remote and a nunchuck. Or a classic controller in this case, because no fucking way am I playing Monster Hunter with motion controls. Oh, my fucking screensaver decided to pop up. Thank you for that. Looks like I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make sure that doesn't happen again. Did that fuck up recording? Nah, it shouldn't have. You might have noticed it in the recording. I'll have to see. I'll just have to remember to move my mouse occasionally to make sure that my fucking... I have a little thing where, like a lock screen. That's what I'm talking about. I have my lock screen enabled, and that just popped up. So, but yeah, no. Like when I'm playing some of these games, like I'm playing GameCube games, right? And I'm playing, one of my biggest complaints is N64 games. Because N64 games, like that, there was a very specific controller for that. You can make other controllers work for NES, Super NES, as long as there's a good D-pad, I feel like it's fine. Even though I would prefer to have a legitimate feeling controller in my hands, you can make do with just like an 8-bit dough, you know? I say make do, those are like some of the best controllers out there. But, ooh, cutscene. Oh, yo, this place got fucked up. Hey, it's our man. Look at that. Got all fucked up. Nice work. Seems you reached the camp in one piece. Just a shadow of its former self because of all the earthquake damage. If it ain't that fuck. If that ain't my son right in front of you, don't be shy. Go up to Junior and say hi. Hey, that rhymed. So, yeah, look at this guy. Hey, yo, Hunter. Glad you dropped by. Old man sent you out for a tour of Moga Woods. Sorry we didn't get to chat more yesterday, as a fun conversation piece as natural disasters are. Yeah, so you're probably up to speed on the who's who by now. But I'm Junior, I'm the chief's son. I am no longer a child. What am I doing here, you might ask, standing among this rubble? Good question. Well, you see, this is our base camp. Well, is. Okay, look, I'm still figuring that part out. You need some kind of base of operations for hunting, and, well, this is where we left our tent and, Baki set? Boka? I don't know what that fucking word means. I don't know how to pronounce that. Can't say the earthquake was kind to this place. We'll need to fix it up before you can hunt from here. I'll head back to the village and get the ball rolling, but say, you got anything I can munch on? I'm so hungry I could eat an Aptanoth. I'm so hungry I could eat an Aptanoth. Got any raw meat? Cause I can barbecue like champ. Me plus barbecue equals BFF. Cool. Thanks, Junior. So hungry. Oh, you have raw meat. Can I have it, please, please? Thank you. Something about animal flesh just gets my tummy all rumbly. Time to barbecue and chow down. You're all right, Hunter. We'll talk more about the base camp back at the village after I'm done grilling. I'll think of some way to thank you. Scout's honor. See you there. You handed over one raw meat. All right, cool. So we'll head back to camp then. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, controllers. The N64, and I do have something that I'm working on in the background, talking about N64 controllers specifically. Hey there, kid. Looks like you managed to deliver that meat to Junior. Good to see you can handle simple tasks. I think it's high time you headed back to the village. Look at area 1 on the map. See the icon showing the village gate? Use that bridge to get to return to the village. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm working on a project right now specifically about N64 controllers, and yeah, man, playing N64 games without a real N64 controller, it's just not right, man. And I feel like that's one of the few consoles. The N64 and the Wii are those two consoles where I'm just like, yeah, man, if you're not playing with like something even like close to the original controller, I feel like you're missing out on the experience a little bit, you know? And this isn't, I'm not trying to be like an elitist about this. Like if you just don't have access to N64 or Wii controllers, that's one thing. And I can sympathize with that. I sympathize. But like, I get it. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you did. I'm not trying to be one of those fucking retro game enthusiasts that are like, oh, well, you didn't play the game because you didn't have it on hooked up to an original CRT and you used an emulator, and I don't care. But some of the magic, I will say that some of the magic is kind of lost if you're not playing like Metroid Prime Trilogy with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. You know, Pikmin 1 and 2 and Pikmin 3, I feel like are at their best when you play them with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. Now, granted, there are some games that aren't that. You know, this game, I'm playing with a Classic Controller Pro. Mario Galaxy, you playing that game as an adult, man, you get real tired of that fucking controller waggle. It was totally fine when I was a kid and I, you know, had bones made of rubber, but now it's like I'm all creaky. I'm 26 now and I'm all creaky and crackly. So, I appreciate playing the Switch version of that game where it's just tied to a button. However, some of you can tell that game was still made for a Wii Remote and Nunchuck because of the pointer controls, and that's like part of it, you know? If you're playing a game that has that pointer control stuff, the Wii just did some really fucking cool stuff, you know? I don't think I'm out of pocket by saying that the Wii Remote is actually kind of cool for its like pointer functionality, you know? I don't appreciate the like waggle of the Wii Remote. I'm someone who does appreciate gyro aiming, and I think motion controls are like, you know, I'm going to adopt some terminology from another content creator, Neryl, if you know who he is. He has kind of used the term gesture controls when it comes to like Wii Tennis and stuff like that. You know, Connect, you know, those games use gesture controls, but motion controls are like using gyro aim in a controller to aim better, but still get the comfortability of like using a real controller. That's what I consider to be motion controls, and that's the kind of shit that I like really fucking love. I love motion controls when it comes to that. Yeah, so I'll say this, when I refer to motion controls, I'm referring to gyro aim and stuff like that, not like gesture controls. But yeah, the gesture controls of the Wii, like, I'm not the biggest fan of, I will admit, but the pointer controls, oh man, dude, the pointer controls are fucking awesome on the Wii. And I think any game that properly takes advantage of like the pointer controls of the Wii Remote is some good shit. Is some real good shit. Press the A button here to return the village. On the classic controller, you press the A button. Yeah. I like because they had to change it because it's a lowercase a. I feel like that was put in because someone was playing with the classic controller and they're like, oh, but it showed a capital A and this controller shows a lowercase a. That's some like testing shit, dude. Oh, I learned a fascinating thing about fucking game testing and compliance and shit like that, and I'll explain it after we go through this little story bit that we're doing right here. Once you get back to Moga Village, speak with my son, come and see you once you talk to Junior. Gotcha.